The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. $74 million spent on travel in the last 4 years by the Davis administration, as the administration continues to defend frequent travel. Reaction to our morning blend interview with Sebas Bastian. And the F&M chairman says the Beaches and Parks Authority, nothing more than a political slush fund for the PLP. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Thursday, April 16th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Laverne Gardner will be joining us. Also this morning, we're going to be talking with IBS about their Build a Bridge competition. It's coming up in just a few days. We always talk with them ahead of that event. And later, we continue our look at the documents from the political parties. The F&M Manifesto will continue looking at that one today and get on to the blueprint for progress from the PLP. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, in just over 4 years, the Davis administration spent $74.4 million on travel, dwarfing the $38.6 million expended by the Minutes administration during its 4.5 years in office. Figures provided by the government show that $11.8 million was spent on travel and subsistence in the 2021-2022 fiscal year, $18.7 million in the 22-23 million, $17.5 in the 23-24 fiscal year, and $17.2 million in the 24-25 fiscal year. The travel outlay for the 24-25 fiscal year went almost $5 million over budget. The Davis administration initially budgeted $12.5 million for the purpose in the 24-25 fiscal year, but according to government data, it ended up spending $17.2 million on travel and subsistence. For the current fiscal year, 25-26, the Davis administration has estimated it will spend more than $15 million. From July 2025 to December 2025, $9.2 million was already spent on travel That's all in the government's 12 months report on budgetary performance for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. A tally of the travel expenditure up to December amounts to $74.4 million. However, a portion of the $11.8 million expended in the 21-22 fiscal year was spent during the last 2.5 months of the Minutes administration. The last general election was December 16th, 2021. F&M Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands says that the Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority appears to be nothing more than a political slush fund to favor the PLP supporters. He was responding to an story which showed that the authority spent more than $141 million over the last 4 years and has yet to account for how the funds will have been spent. Sands says that he finds the situation ironic as the record spending comes after the PLP criticized the authority's spending under the Minutes administration, with Prime Minister Philip Davis calling the authority a slush fund at that time. Sands saying, quote, "It's amazing that the Prime Minister could fix his mouth to talk about a slush fund when every single year there's been a cost overrun in beaches and parks, when the chairman of Beaches and Parks promises an audit, and that audit never sees the light of day. Clearly, this is a political tool, a political slush fund for the PLP to show favor to their friends and family." As you heard yesterday on Morning Blend, Island Lux co-founder Sebas Bastian, who's the PLP's candidate for Fort Charlotte in the upcoming general election, says that the F&M is, by the way of its pledge to establish a national lottery, simply trying to make the government another numbers man. While Bastian said he does not oppose a national lottery, he said, quote, "Let's call it what it is. It's not a national lottery. It's the 8th number house run by the government because a lottery is just a compilation of numbers games. That's a fancy title for numbers, so the government wants to open the 8th web shop." F&M leader Michael Pintard said at the party's campaign launch on Sunday that a national lottery would finance sports, education, youth development, social intervention, and culture. Bastian says he does not believe the F&M has the expertise to manage one and suggested that the existing gaming tax proceeds ought to be allocated towards financing the initiatives Pintard mentioned. The Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational adjusting the dates for 3 BGCSE national exams and 2 GLAT national exams due to the election date. The election will be held May 12th, as you know. The BGCSE Keyboarding Skills Paper 2 was rescheduled to May 1st at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. And the BGCSE Electrical Installation Papers 1 and 2 were rescheduled to June 8th at the original time and place. BGCSE Food and Nutrition Paperwork 2 was rescheduled to June 8th at the original time and place, and GLAT Grade 3 Mathematics application was rescheduled to May 15th. GLAT Grade 6 Language Arts Writing Skills and Listening Comprehension rescheduled to May 18th, all at the original time and place. The F&M raising concerns and calling for a transparent explanation of the circumstances surrounding the resignation of 2 board members at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. This following reports of political interference in a board decision to place General Manager Clint Watson on leave until after the May 12th general election. The Tribune reported that Watson, who vied for and lost the PLP's Southern Shore seat or nomination, was placed on leave of absence while still receiving a salary and owed benefits to maintain transparency and prevent a potential conflict of interest. According to the paper, board members Garth Roll and Charles Colberg resigned from their positions after the decision to extend Watson's leave of absence till after the election, and that was overridden by Prime Minister Philip Davis, who asked Watson to return to work on April 13th. Roll and Colberg advised that they would resign effective immediately. In a statement, the F&M called the situation troubling. And a Haitian woman and an employee at the Parliamentary Registration Department are facing charges following the discovery of fake voters' cards last week. 31-year-old Randall Jr. and 33-year-old Tashania Valsaint facing multiple charges stemming from their arrests on April 9th when they appeared before Senior Magistrate Kendra Kelly Burrows. Prosecutors say Valsaint got a forged voter's card and with Powell's help and used it to apply for an NIB Smart Card. An NIB worker called the police after questioning the authenticity of Valsaint's voter's card. Further investigations resulted in the arrest of Powell, who was allegedly found with 9 voters' cards, 3 of them blank and sealed, and 3 transfer forms as well. Valsaint and Powell are accused of conspiracy to commit fraud, while Powell is accused of abetting the possession document. Powell faces additional unlawful possession and possession of forged documents. Valsaint is accused of possession of a forged document, uttering a forged document, and attempted fraud by false pretenses. They both pleaded not guilty, and bail's been set at $9,000 cash for Valsaint and $8,000 for Powell. And is scheduled for August 14th. Overseas, Pakistan's army chief is set to meet with Iranian officials in Tehran today in hopes of extending the ceasefire that paused almost 7 weeks of war between Iran, Israel, and the U.S. It's unclear whether the frantic diplomacy can lead to a lasting deal as a 2-week ceasefire passes the halfway mark. The Iran war has killed thousands of people and upended global markets by disrupting the flow of oil. The meeting comes as U.S. President Donald Trump announces the leaders of Israel and Lebanon will speak later on today about halting the fighting between Israel and the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah in Lebanon. If it takes place, the conversation will be the first time the leaders of the two countries have spoken directly in more than 30 years. Both Israeli and Lebanese governments refuse to confirm any conversation, though. Meanwhile, Hezbollah and Israel's military continued cross-border attacks today. Russia hammered civilian areas of Ukraine with hundreds of drones and dozens of missiles in an attack that stretched for hours from daytime into the night, killing at least 16 people and injuring more than 80 others as terrified residents cowered in their homes. Russia launching nearly 700 drones and dozens of ballistic and cruise missiles, primarily targeting civilians in its biggest aerial barrage in almost 2 weeks. Moscow's forces have hit civilian areas almost daily since the all-out invasion of its neighbor more than 4 years ago, with irregular assaults occasionally punctuated by massive attacks. More than 15,000 Ukrainian civilians have died in the strikes, according to the United Nations. And Europe has, quote, maybe 6 weeks or so of jet fuel left. That's according to the head of the International Energy Agency, speaking today in a wide-ranging Associated Press interview, warning of possible flight cancellations soon if oil supplies remain blocked by the Iran war. The IEA executive, Fatih Birol, is painting a sobering picture of the global repercussions of what he called the latest energy crisis and the largest energy crisis that Europe has ever seen, stemming from the pinch-off of oil, gas, and other vital supplies through the Strait of Hormuz. He said, quote, in the past there was a group called Dire Straits. It's a dire strait now, and it is going to have major implications for the global economy. And the longer it goes on, the worse it'll be for the economic growth and inflation around the world. Birol telling the Associated Press that the impact will be higher gasoline prices, higher electricity prices, and that in some parts of the world it will hit worse than others.
This is Sports Update.
In sports, high school soccer season ending with the Lifer Key International School Dragons hoisting both the senior girls and senior boys national titles as they returned to sweep the senior division at the BAISS Championships this year. Championships culminated Wednesday at the Roscoe A.L. Davies Soccer Fields. 3 is a golden number for the pennant-winning LCIS Dragons senior girls as they won their third consecutive BAISS soccer championship, beating a familiar foe, the Queens College Comets, in the championship game. The two teams squared off in the last year's final as well, and the results remained unchanged with their rivals 2-1 this time. In the senior boys division, the pennant-winning Dragons also found success beating Windsor School, who defeated them in last year's BAISS Senior Boys Showdown. This time, the Dragons got revenge, winning 2-1 to improve from last year's title holder. From the NBA, Bahamian Valdez, VJ Edgecombe, and the Philadelphia 76ers are into the playoffs. The sensational rookie guard continues a stellar first season, doing his part to ensure the Sixers get into the playoffs. Doing that on Wednesday night, they knocked off the Orlando Magic in the battle for the 7th seed. Playing right there in Philadelphia, Edgecombe and the Sixers prevailed 109-97, pulling away late in the fourth quarter for the convincing win. In his first postseason game in the NBA, Edgecombe struck for 19 points on 7 for 16 shooting from the field. He matched game-high honors with 11 rebounds and added a steal and an assist in 42 minutes of play. Also from the NBA, Stephen Curry hit 7 three-pointers while scoring 35 points, holding every fan at Inuit Dome in thrall with another dazzling display of his unmatched shooting skill. In the fourth quarter of an elimination game, Draymond Green bodied up to Kawhi Leonard and utterly shut down one of the greatest scorers of their generation. Curry done it all and won it all during their 14 years and 4 championships together. The Golden State Warriors visit the Los Angeles Clippers on Wednesday night. That visit was merely a play-in game for the right to travel to Phoenix after a trying regular season that ended with Golden State sitting 8 games below 500 and in 10th place in the Western Conference. Golden State overcoming a 13-point deficit in the fourth quarter behind Curry, who scored 27 points in the dominant second half. While he took care of the offense, Green took the defensive lead with a smothering effort against Leonard, who couldn't score in the fourth quarter until the Clippers were cooked. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. First look at weather brought to you by Star General. We've got a high-pressure ridge that will continue to support mostly stable weather conditions with moderate breezes and the chance of a few quick passing showers, but a nearby trough just off the southeast Bahamas. That's going to bring a greater likelihood of a few isolated showers across that part of the country as it slowly moves westwards. So for today, we've got a high risk of dangerous, life-threatening rip currents and rough seas, rough surf persisting across all Atlantic-exposed beaches and passages. Beachgoers and swimmers advised to remain out of the water in those areas. For today, your forecast, the extreme northern Bahamas, including Grand Bahama, looking at partly cloudy conditions at first, becoming partly sunny by this afternoon, then partly cloudy again by tonight. A 10% chance of showers there. For the rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, we're looking at partly sunny conditions today with a few cloudier periods, becoming mainly fair at night, a 20% chance of a few passing showers. For the Central Islands, a mix of sun and clouds today, partly cloudy tonight, and variably cloudy today through tonight for the southeast Bahamas. The southern half of the country looking at a 20 to 30% chance of passing showers. Winds, we're looking at winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots. Some higher gusts for the northwest Bahamas. 15 to 20 knots for the southern half of the country. High temperatures today. Look for highs around 83 Fahrenheit, 84 Fahrenheit, about 28, 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight in the mid to upper 60s for the extreme northern islands and the northwest Bahamas. The low 70s for the central and southeast Bahamas. That's your morning blend weather check brought to you by Insurance Made Simple. We'll have your extended outlook coming up in just a bit.
It's a new day.
You are listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing these right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
5 years of POP rule. Are you better off today? While you work, they've spent millions on taxpayer-funded trips, government-funded luxury car, and handed out hundreds of millions in no-bid contracts. But for the rest of us, gas and groceries through the roof, VAT on bread basket items, healthcare that is broken, unaffordable, and out of reach. And it's not just your wallet. For 5 years, illegal immigrants have flooded our communities, putting excessive pressure on our schools, our housing, and our social services. As they flood in, Bahamian families fall behind. Under the F&M, there will be a change. The F&M has a plan to address the rising cost of living, secure our borders, protect Bahamians from illegal immigrants, and fix our health care. Because the F&M knows our job is to work for you and not the few. This message was paid for and authorized by the Free National Movement.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at CFAL.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up. wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, wake up.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Laverne Gardner. Laverne, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight, and good morning to our listeners.
Great to have you with us as always. Hope everything's going well with you.
Yeah, everything's okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. We got a lot to get to this morning. It is nomination day, and I'm expected to be a bit chaotic out there. I see that a number of the candidates are planning motorcades and walks, marches to the nomination sites. And so that means in traffic. And that's expected to start this morning and go on for, I guess, most of the morning. So keep that in mind today. If you need to be somewhere and they're about to get started soon, it's likely going to be a challenge today, at least for the first part of the day. So, yeah, I know some people are very excited and about to lose their minds, but for others, it's going to be a frustrating day. But hey, I hope everybody can be safe and sensible while all this is going on. So that's happening.
Yes.
We're also going to talk with IBS. Every year they have the amazing Build a Bridge Challenge for high schoolers, and the competition is is it tomorrow? And we're going to find out more about that, the popsicle competition, as people sometimes refer to it. And always great to see future scientists and engineers and what they come up with. So that's coming up. And then we're going to wrap it up today. We're going to get into the last bit of the FNM manifesto. We've been going through their manifesto, and we'll get started on the blueprint for progress from the PLP. So I know Laverne is looking forward to all of that.
Yes,
of course.
Absolutely.
There you go. So that's all I have. Let's begin with what else is in the news. Okay, a lot to talk about in the news this morning. The big headline in the NASA Guardian, $74 million on travel in 4 years. We can get to that in just a bit. Lots of reaction to our interview with Sebas Bastian, who was the PLP candidate for Fort Charlotte. We'll get to some of that as well. And this is just a merry-go-round. F&M Chairman Dwayne Sands says that clearly the Beaches and Parks Authority is nothing more than a political slush fund for the PLP. As you may recall, just a few years ago, the PLP was claiming the same thing or something similar for the F&M. So do we have enough?
I think that we can just agree that it's a slush fund.
For everybody, it seems.
Yeah, so let's just agree that particular ministry thing, that is a slush fund. Because there are accusations on both sides, right?
Yep.
Both sides have governed, and the opposition, both sides have said it's a slush fund.
Do you think they should just call it the Slush Fund Authority? Just say that, yeah?
Yes, with a little bit of parks and beaches sprinkled in.
Do you really need to? I mean, why they don't anyway? SFA. I like it. The National Slush Fund Authority. Okay. All right. But we got to get to this first because we talked about this yesterday. These folks were being questioned, and now they've been charged. Haitian woman, parliamentary worker, charged after fake voters cards found. This is even more disturbing than what we had heard yesterday, folks. All right. Haitian woman and an employee at the Parliamentary Registration Department of voters cards last week. 31-year-old Randy Powell Jr. and 33-year-old Tashania Valsing faced multiple charges stemming from their arrest on April 9th when they appeared before Kelly Burrows. Prosecutors say Valsing got a forged voter's card with Powell's help and used it to apply for an NIB smart card. An NIB worker called the police after questioning the authenticity of Valsaint's voter's card. Further investigations resulted in the arrest of Powell, who was allegedly found with 9 voter's cards, 3 of them blank and sealed, and 3 transfer forms. Wow. Valsaint and Powell are accused of conspiracy to commit fraud, while Powell is accused of abetting the possession of a forged document. Powell faces additional charges of unlawful possession and possession of forged. Is accused of possession of a forged document, uttering a forged document, and attempted fraud by false pretenses. They both pleaded not guilty, and bail's been set at $9,000 cash for Valsaint and $8,000 for Powell. A trial is scheduled for August 14th. Wow.
You know what, for me, is more alarming than that? The possibility of how many others have slipped through the crack. They were unnoticed. It didn't raise any questions, or even if there was a question raised, it didn't go any further than maybe this looks a little odd, but oh well, That is more alarming than this.
Well, I mean, it's possible.
For me,
yes.
For me, the thought of that.
Or it could be a one, or, it could be the one person.
I'm sorry.
You don't believe that?
I do not. Mm-hmm. I do not believe that was a one-off. I do not.
Wow.
I believe that there are rings, circles, whatever you want to call them, in particular agencies that things are happening. I'm always happy to see when, it's discovered, it's investigated correctly, we have evidence, and those who, are guilty are held into account.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't believe that this is just this is just an isolated incident, and we got it and keep it moving.
Wow. All right, we've got calls coming in. We've got a lot of text messages. You can keep the calls coming. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free. 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Let's take this call and then we'll get to the messages. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Dwight. Good morning, LeBud.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Dwight, I didn't get to speak to you in a while, but condolences passing of your relative, Rowan Dwight.
Thank you very much.
Be encouraged,
I appreciate
it. But Dwight, just allow me, if I may, if you may, Dwight, I don't know, maybe it's because of all of these different media outlets now, it may appear that this issue of fraud, voting documents, etc., it seems, I don't know, maybe it could have been in years gone by too, but it seems to me, Dwight, that this election appears to be the most compromised in my lifetime. It just appears that way. But I haven't heard, I really would like to see, not just from the opposition side, I was expecting to hear from every candidate, the Minister of National Security, the Commissioner of Police, the Prime Minister, the Minister of Immigration, to issue a synchronized, clarion warning to anyone who should not be voting in this election and is planning to do so. A warning, not just, I see the Minister of National Security gave a warning to persons interfering with persons who would be voting. That isn't it. This is a two-way street. And they should issue a warning and indicating that anyone caught or attempting to vote in this election who should not, because this election should be strictly about Bahamians deciding who would represent us in the Honorable House of Assembly. A warning should be issued to anyone attempting to come out on that day and participate in this general elections. If they are caught, what should be the consequences? This is what we should do. But it seems as if that these people, are all the names that I call, are all quiet.
I mean, I hear you, Cleaver. I mean, I think it goes without saying, but you wanted to hear that. Okay.
It seems to me that it's a lot out there.
Yeah.
Because the
I
numbers,
think, and I heard Zhivargo say this on his show as well, that the big... I'm saying, thanks for calling. I think, and I heard that Zhivargo say the same thing on his show, I think it was yesterday, Zhivargo Lang on Z Live, that this might not necessarily be about voting. This might be more to do with NIB, as in you're getting these cards in order to get NIB, which will unlock a lot of potential benefits for you, right? So it could be about voting, who knows? But it isn't as simple as you think. A lot of people are questioned vigorously on polling days, right? They did this to my mom the last election day. They're like, you don't look like this picture. And that was, remember, we've been using this purple voters card for how many elections? And right? And she was well into her 80s. And they're like, hey, does this look like her? And a bunch of them, and she was getting very frustrated about it. And I've seen it before. People, representatives from the parties will say, he doesn't live there anymore. No, he can't vote, right? People have had encounters. So it's not as simple as that to just pick up and go vote, right? And they do inspect these cards, and they do look for things that regular people might not know to look for. So let's not get too paranoid. I hear you. Maybe they do. Maybe they just are going to let the process play out, and the folks at the polls know what to look for and know what to do. But I hear you. Hopefully they're listening to you, and they will say something. We still have a few weeks to go. Okay. This texter is asking, what is nomination day about? What? Okay, so you're new. You're very young or something. But this is the day. Everybody is not officially a candidate. You've just been talking. You've been nominated by your parties, or you've declared an intention to run. Today, you have to put literally your money where your mouth is. You go and you pay. Was it $400?
Nomination fee. Yeah, I think it's $400.
And if you get a certain number of votes, you get that money back. If you don't, you don't get it back. I think they should put that in the treasury. That's why are you giving it back? But you nominate today, and so there'll be tons of surprises.
I guess they say they're giving it back because you already lost, man. So
okay. Sure.
It's like, listen, you already, and it's
so
not
you
funny,
need this.
guys. I apologize.
Sometimes it's funny.
This is how my sense of humor works.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get to know the real me, it's like you already.
It's very dark. Just turn off the light, and then you'll see it's dark.
Don't go there.
No, okay.
They don't have to know that the extent of it.
But there are going to be surprises. There are people who've said they're going to run.
Thousands of dollars and in campaigning and signage and whatever. So man, take this $400.
Wow. And so today you might be surprised. There are people who you didn't think were going to run who might nominate today.
Who might decide to nominate. That would be interesting.
And there are going to be people who you thought were going to run who don't show up.
And they didn't come up. And
So
because
you don't
during
know.
this time, maybe you're putting the fee necessarily, and when we say that, let's say not necessarily for the established parties. This may be independent people, because I can't see an established party, a person putting themselves forth, going through everything that they have to go through to get the nomination, and then on nomination day, not doing it. But maybe some other people who indicated they're running independently, they're going to do it, and then nomination day they don't. Because from the time that they said it to now, you're putting stuff out there, seeing what kind of energy, what kind of support, and you may come to the place and realize, based on the responses I've been getting,
it's not worth
I've
it.
been going out there.
Yeah.
Let me keep my $400.
So independents and some of the smaller parties, possibly you might see some surprises. Yeah.
Right.
All right, let's get the phone lines are lit up. We'll get back to more crackhead games. Are we living in the twilight zone? In a matter of days, yet another case of fraudulent voters' cards and Bahamian documents have surfaced. This is the same one. So it's the same one from yesterday.
Yeah, it's the same story. Yeah.
At what point do we get off our John Brown hind parts and demand a full independent audit of the voters' register, work permits, and immigration records? Okay. This
I know
cannot.
it's not going to happen before May 12th.
Well, all three of those are really, 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 really different. But I understand where you're going. Okay.
Yeah.
They continue to say this cannot remain a quiet internal exercise. It must involve immigration, the Department of Labor, and the Royal Bahamas Police Force. I think that is happening, though. I think it is happening with proper external oversight. As the old people say, where there's smoke, there's fire.
There's fire.
And these repeated reports raise serious concerns about the integrity of our elections. This is bigger than politics. It's national security and our sovereignty. If we don't act decisively, we risk not only our democracy, but even international confidence in the Bahamian passport. Our elections should be postponed, oh boy, until the integrity of our register is verified. Why are we always time for urgencies now?
I get it, Texter. I get it, but I don't think that would happen. I mean, in the election being postponed, but I get it, and we should take it. Some people may be listening and saying that's a bit extreme.
I'm one of those people.
Take it that. Yeah, but we need to take it that seriously. We need to take it that seriously, and I feel like I don't know what the penalties are, but I feel like whatever the harshest penalty of the law, if you were caught, and this isn't for me about voting as much as it is, like the texter said, about the sovereignty of our nation. And also, I feel as if the Bahamian who is involved should face the harshest penalty, because what are you really doing? What are you doing when you do this? What are you saying about your love for this country? About the rule of law in terms of
they're saying money.
Exactly.
That's what they're saying.
Because even if, like, let's go with, one of the assertions that one of the things Shivago said when he spoke about it could be to be able to get benefits from NIB, right? Whatever that is. But even if it's that, people say, oh, so it isn't about voting. That's still, you are getting benefits that you aren't supposed to get, that you are not entitled to.
Yeah, it's as bad as anything else. It
right.
doesn't matter. Yeah,
right,
absolutely. All right, let's take these calls. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Good morning, Levine. Good morning, Dwight. Bright. The next
Good
nominations,
morning.
I'm going to have you down as the most optimistic talk show host on radio.
Well, I mean, if
the most optimistic.
Well, that I would lose.
No, because
I would lose.
I don't care. It could be a mass murder, and Dwight will say, I believe there's a good reason for this.
I don't think you're quoting me correctly at all.
No, I'm saying because Dwight, we don't have to guess. We have to. I think in this age, we should know what they're doing to do this, right? And so, the 3 points I want to make. But when you start look at those voters cards, and the fact that this is analog system, that you could just match a picture, even if the name is not you or the person is no longer existing or no longer.
Okay, I got to stop you though, because you see, I already told all of you, I'm not voting with that purple card. I refuse.
No,
and yet, when they have tried to move us beyond this nonsense, which can be easily corrupted, everybody has a problem with the biometric card that they've proposed.
No, Dwight. The biometric card was rushed. We got the money for that card in 2022, 30, 40, 50, whatever amount of money we've had. This is not the first time to move the digital ID system. We have taken out loans and stuff to have it done. The fact that this government waited until the last minute when the report is due to the IDB or whatever to just do something to put it on a report, and we've seen this when we go to the UN and all these other things, last minute things, so we can make a report internationally.
That's fine. So what? Just because of that, just throw it out?
We could do it. Dwight, my point is, we can't, this is not elementary things. We have a passport office, a driver's license, an NIB. First of all, NIB, you get what you pay for. They don't just randomly give you benefits, right? We have the birth certificate office. We have the immigration office. All of these are caught in 18th, 19th, 20th century environment in a 21st century country where these are minor things considered the sizes we are. And so the question that has to be asked, why aren't we, or why haven't we been capable of spending hundreds of millions of dollars on technology over the last 25 years? And the simplest things as paperless documents and other different things cannot be achieved in the governance system. We have to ask, Is this absolute incompetence or deliberate? And that's the question I'm saying, because we could fix these things in the shortest period of time, okay? And so the question is, why aren't we? And you could answer whether it's incompetence or something else. But my second point, right, that I would like
really
to touch
quickly, because the phone lines are all lit up.
Okay, my second point I want to touch at, right, your interview yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned, right, but respectfully, for either he doesn't understand the lottery or the gaming thing that he's in, right, on how it's run, where to become the 8 numbers boy, and the fact that numbers is nothing but lottery and lottery is nothing but numbers. That's not how it is run, okay? We know what lotteries are. In the Bahamas, we do not have a lottery system. What we have is a hybrid or a knockoff where we use other people's numbers as the main thing to substantiate the fact that we don't trust the bag anymore the way it used to be done. Okay? And so the fact is also that all of the numbers, the number houses, right? No, not all. Because I know at least one that doesn't use this generic software. All you share the same platform. You don't have to take my word for it. You could go to the gaming board website and see that it's all the same one company, that they all share. There's no innovation, nothing of that, because it isn't a lottery software. Mm-hmm. It's an overlay for which they just basically use to authenticate the numbers that somebody else pulls.
I don't think we need to run. This thing would compete directly with him. Tons of people would buy lottery tickets who would never go into a numbers house. So, yeah, I don't know what you expect him to say. That's what he said, but we know what it is. That's all. Right? We know what it is. And if you play lotto in the States and for some reason you don't think we should have one in the Bahamas, well, you got to figure out what's up with you. Yeah, I'm not surprised at the comments that he made. That's competition. If you told me we were going to get 5 talk radio stations coming next year, I might have some interesting things to say about it too. Right? And about how these 5 are going to be the mouthpiece of whatever, and we don't need more propaganda. Probably. But you need to say, well, hey, that Dwight guy, he's got some weird ways about him, and I might want some. Let me not give people ideas, but just look at the messenger. Sometimes, right? More bearing on what's being said than anything else. Yeah? Okay. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes. Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Laverne.
Hi.
Yeah, quickly, 2 things. The lady and the gentleman from the passport office who was charged, I think what the prosecutors and everything need to dig into is his documents, the government worker that was charged, and check his background and go back as far. And with my experience about doing research, check his background as far back as his grandparents. You see what I'm saying? To see what sort of documents he have, because a true Bahamian will not have.
Don't even go there. You really stop it. Just stop. How do you all really? Okay. This is the saintliest country in the planet. No one here has ever committed a crime. You got to be mixed with something. No thieves, no people who do things illegally. Not a true Bahamian. Wow. Okay. Boy, I tell you. Laverne. And then, see, they're downing Bahamians. I don't know any criminal Bahamians. All of them are Haitians or Jamaicans or Americans or British people. No Bahamian ever has done anything bad. Ever. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, Dwight. Good morning, Laverne.
Hi.
Good morning.
Dwight, all I can say is at least we can appreciate that there are those Bahamians that is taking this matter extremely serious. It is not just a matter of our election, security. All of our documents, if you realize, especially our NIB cards. We have to regard them as in the context of being a Social Security card for the United States of America, which is one of the most important cards to hold in your possession. It gives you access across agencies in this country and benefits, which many persons in this country, it is said, should not even have access to. We have to take this card very seriously. And as far as the voting process in the country now, you're talking about the possible interference into our elections, which means that external influences, even though we all believe that external influences are always in our electoral process, we have to now begin to take everything in this country as serious as it is. You heard people calling for the postponement of this election. There are major concerns, and it is sad that the current administration has not found ways to alleviate the fears of our Bahamian people. And you cannot blame our people for what they're saying and how they're feeling, because there is a lot of skepticism out here as it relates to this current or upcoming general elections. We have persons now being found with these cards in their possessions. We have questions about even though the documents are fraudulent, our passports, but they're saying that persons are in possession of our passports who should not be having them, and the list goes on and on. These are very essential, important documents that gives us our identity as Bahamians in this country, and we have to be concerned. I mean, there's no way around it, Dwight and Laverne. These are very, very serious matters that we must get to the bottom of. And even though a lot of persons out here in closing, it is the possibility that this upcoming election can be stolen. And you may say, no, it's impossible with the checks and balances. But I'm telling you, just as we have persons out there that put things in place, we have persons who know where the things are in place, who can counteract the things that are in place for their negative benefit.
Who are those people?
Look at these things logically.
Wait, hold on. Who are those people? What?
I am saying right now, for what is being revealed, we have persons working on the inside of these agencies, working with persons outside of the agencies.
And who are those people? Are they foreigners posing as Bahamians?
Well, no, we got Bahamians doing. In fact, what the Bahamians are doing is the equivalent to what's on our book called treason. And we are not serious with our laws to bring these people to justice to the fullest extent.
So the Bahamians who are concerned about the election being stolen are concerned because they know themselves. That's what you're saying.
Some of them perhaps do, but then, when you leave these things floating out here for speculation, and then people analyze it from looking at what's going on, and it doesn't seem as if there's any real serious intent to even consider these things per se, because they're not coming public and telling us, it becomes a problem. And I'm telling you, this election, out of all of the elections thus far that we've had in this country so far, this is the one that is most troubling out of all of them. And I've been voting from the age of 18, and I'm 62.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Well,
this one
Jeff,
is
I advise you.
Troubling one.
Okay, I hear you. Thank you very much. I advise you to find out who's been troubling you with this. I guarantee you they have an agenda and ulterior motives. This is we have an ad running on this station. Very, very unsettling and upsetting from a political party about all these illegal swept in and what is that? Where is that coming from? And it's only happened in the last 4 years. And these,
it's been happening.
So what are we really doing here? And then we have political parties that are pushing this narrative because if the election turns out a certain way, they're going to say, "We bet you it's because that has happened, because these undocumented migrants came in here and fraudulently obtained voters' cards and passports, and now they voted, and so this is why these people won again, or this is why those won and not us." And right, so be careful of getting swept up in the hysteria that has been intentionally.
I don't think we have to get caught up in the hysteria, but I do think that we cannot minimize the seriousness of what has been happening what is happening, right? I think this discovery, like I said to you, isn't just an isolated incident. This has probably been going on for a while, but there's a saying, you can do what you want when you want, but you just can't do it for how long you want, you know. And so things come to a head, things come out, and we have to look at ourselves and recognize as a people why you would want to do this. Like, money is that important to you that you would do something like this and continue to do something like this? And that's why I said earlier, Bahamians involved in this, they should be held to account, like more harsh than the person who paid them.
Yeah.
That's really, honestly, that is my view. I believe that we do have an issue, and we've been having an issue. We're talking about it now because, like you said, it's out there more. But this is, my view is that this isn't anything new. It's just more being talked about more in recent years. And, but this has been going on, I believe.
All right, we've got a lot of messages. This person says here, Dwight, please, can you get the leaders to debate? Get them to debate? Okay. Huh.
It's not.
Wow.
Listen, I'm not against debates, but it's not going to happen.
They go on to say, in a modern 2026 Bahamas, can we please have an open debate by all the leaders of the FNM, PLP, and COI? You should be one of the moderators. Signed, Anonymous. Well, all the text messages are anonymous unless you have a pattern or you say your name and we save it.
I also, let me say, I agree. I think that you would make an excellent moderator for it.
Okay.
You could sue me and say that's my bias, and I don't care, but I do think. But honestly, Texas, we've been calling for it. I don't, I don't foresee it happening before May 12th. Yeah. I think that maybe there are some parties who are willing, and then there are other parties who just won't.
Well, opposition parties almost always are. But it's very hard to convince the government to do it. This texter said,
there you have it.
Yeah. This texter says here, this guy, Powell, should be charged with treason. This person says here, you need to listen to the show that was on last night. They seem to encourage all those with voters' cards to come out. On another note, how many votes or what percentage is needed to get your deposit back? Are you running? I'm not sure. I don't remember. It's you can easily find out though. They're encouraging all those you're saying who registered to go out and vote. Or you're saying who obtained anyway. Okay, treason. That should be what he's charged with. I would be prepared to bet $400 that if the U.S. State Department issued an advisory that, because of the recent report and court findings, access to their country would be put under review. If then Bahamians would lose their minds. Why would we expose ourselves to that possibility?
I don't understand that text. What is that text in reference to? I don't understand that text.
I think they're saying that, but even for me to repeat what I think they're saying, I just feel like I'd collapse.
Okay, collapse.
So exhausting.
I don't want you to collapse. So okay.
But that's okay. Wow. I agree with the previous texter that we should postpone the elections, this again, and conduct the necessary audits and investigations to preserve the identity and documents for the electoral process. Wow. There are 2 Ukrainian or Russian names in the paper applying for citizenship. They may be qualified, but how do we investigate? How do we? Who's the we here? You mean the members of the public, or you want the passport office and the registrar general to do more investigations? Okay. Implementing a national ID system takes at least 1.5 years. Testing and evaluation alone takes half a year. Implementing a system in a live environment is just like using the purple card. Allow the professionals to guide you. Do not make assumptions that the biometric card system could be rushed into existence with no complications. Which professionals? Because the professionals who are handling that don't seem to think they've rushed. Even though I don't have my card as yet and the election is drawing nigh. But they don't seem to. So which professionals? The ones that you choose?
So if you don't get your card, which I seriously doubt that you will.
What? Why would you say that?
Don't get your biometric card because that's really not the focus.
No. That's not what they said.
Now.
They're not trying to get people who want the biometric card.
Right, I understand that.
But I was bunching
now and then I'd be very, very surprised. But okay. But I'm open to being surprised. But I'm just saying, what is your plan? If you do not get it, because we know you're not going to use the purple card, are you going to just use your passport?
Well, if I use it, I'll probably get myself arrested. I'm going to put crazy glue or some sticky thing on it, and we'll be stuck together, me and the officer at the poll, because this card is foolish. But yeah, that's my plan. Honey, maybe, I don't know, but this is going to be yucky, and because this is foolish. Not 3 times. I'm not using this a 3rd election. Madness, utter madness. But I'm getting my card. I'm sure of it. I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
What did Seattle say? I'm the most optimistic. Okay. Well, in that regard, I'm highly optimistic. Highly optimistic that I will be getting my voter's card.
Optimism. There goes that optimism.
Okay. All right, we got to go to the news. When we come back, lottery, the travel expenses, beaches and parks. We'll see if we can get all of that in before we get to our guests. This is Morning Light on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
KB and Sting, coming with the Bohemian Ting. Come on. Woo! Oh, yeah.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. And now at 8:26, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. So we've got a high-pressure ridge that will continue to support mostly stable weather conditions today with moderate breezes and the chance of a few brief passing showers. However, there's a nearby trough near the southeast Bahamas. That's going to bring greater likelihoods of showers into that area as it slowly moves towards the west. That trough is expected to weaken through Friday, allowing high pressure to become the dominant weather feature across the area. But lingering moisture associated with the decaying trough will support a few spotty showers across most of the islands through the weekend, and winds will remain gentle to moderate, while temperatures will begin to steadily climb. So, by late Monday into early Tuesday of next week, another frontal boundary is expected to move into the northern Bahamas. That's going to bring widely scattered showers, along with fresh to strong breezes and some cooler temperatures to counter what we're expecting over the next few days and into the weekend. Ahead of all that, though, for today, we've got a high risk of dangerous, life-threatening rip currents and rough surf along all Atlantic-exposed beaches. Beachgoers and swimmers are strongly advised to stay out of the water in those areas. Your forecast for today, For the extreme northern islands, first becoming partly sunny by this afternoon before partly cloudy conditions tonight. The rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, looking at partly sunny conditions today. A few cloudy periods, but becoming mainly fair tonight. A mix of sun and clouds for the central islands today, and variably cloudy today through tonight for the southeastern islands. Look for high temperatures around 83, 84 Fahrenheit, 28, 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight in the mid to upper 60s for the northern half of the country, and the low to mid 70s for the central and southeast Bahamas. In your extended outlook for tomorrow, Friday, partly sunny during the day, becoming mostly fair at night, only about a 10 to 20% chance of showers. A mix of sun and clouds during the day, Saturday, becoming mostly fair at night for the extreme northern islands, but partly sunny to sunny, turning mostly fair at night for the rest of the country. Temperatures, as we said, on the climb, getting closer to the upper 80s throughout the weekend, with partly cloudy through till Monday, when we see a spike in the rain chances for the northern half of the country by Monday. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. If you need to refresh your space, head to your local Sherwin-Williams for premium paint, pro tips, and advice, and everyday deals that make it easy to get started. And it's time for a check of traffic, brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Got a number of hotspots out there of some very heavy traffic in some areas, and it could be because of Nomination Day, as there are lots of motorcades and other parades happening at this hour or scheduled to start soon. So we are seeing heavy traffic on West Bay Street near Saunders Beach. That is heading back quite a bit. If you're heading eastbound, you're going to see that near the roundabout with the Providence Highway especially. But once you get past Arawak Key, you'll see that again. Heavy traffic heading into downtown, so near Nassau Street, mainly eastbound. And some slow-moving traffic on Bay Street as well, near the Straw Market. Elsewhere, we've got Independence Drive, both directions, heavy traffic, especially eastbound, between the roundabouts at Blue Hill and East Street. And both of those seeing heavy traffic, Blue Hill Road and East Street. South, most traffic well south of the Carmichael Road junction on Blue Hill Road straight up to Independence Drive. And similar story in East Street, north and south of Soldier Road, heavy northbound traffic at this hour. Prince Charles Drive not looking pretty for you at all, especially near Beatrice Avenue, heading into Robinson Road. Very slow-moving westbound traffic all the way up to about Old Trail. Old Trail also seeing heavy northbound traffic at this hour. And Eastern Road, you're not moving from Fox Hill to just about Johnson Road if you're heading westbound at this hour. Milo Butler Highway, as usual, very heavy traffic well south of the Fire Trail roundabout, straight through to Tawny Coombs Darling Highway, and north of that roundabout all the way up to the six-legged roundabout. John F. Kennedy Drive backed up a bit as well to that six-legged roundabout. Glaston Road also seeing heavy traffic from just north of Fire Trail to the roundabout with Bahamar Boulevard and John F. Kennedy Drive. So those are your hot spots. You got some slow-moving traffic on Carmichael as well, westbound. Good luck to you this morning. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert, brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Need cover you can count on, or you can buy your motor insurance your way. Stop by your nearest branch or visit nuainsurance.com. Simple, secure, and ready when you are.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
You stepped inside with a vibe I ain't never seen. Yes, you did. Ooh, so girl, if you walk, come
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be talking with IBS about their Build a Bridge Challenge, the competition just hours away, actually. We're going to get into that, the annual event, in just a bit. And later, we are wrapping up our look at the F&M Manifesto, and we'll get into the Blueprint for Progress as well from the PLP. So that's all ahead, but we've been talking about what's in the news. Quite a lot of interesting stories in the papers today. $74 million on travel in 4 years. That's the Davis administration. They spent that much, going over budget quite a bit for travel at this point. F&M Chair Sands says that clearly beaches and parks, nothing more than a political slush fund for the PLP, which is what they said, the PLP, about the Minutes administration 4.5 years ago. So it's back and forth on this. What's really going on at beaches and parks?
The slush fund.
The slush fund. We're nicknaming it the SFA, the Slush Fund Authority.
Yes.
We deal with beaches and parks, apparently.
Right.
Occasionally.
Only if people make enough fuss about it.
Right. If you complain about it, then the slush fund will handle it.
Then it's like, oh, let's do something.
Hey. Reaction to our interview with Sebas Bastian yesterday. All the papers have it, although we have to call out the Tribune, which quoted all of his comments from the show, but no attribution at all. I mean, normally they're better at this than that. But today, for some reason, so we call you out. Shame on you, Tribune. Shame. I would call the reporter's name, but sometimes an editor messes things up, so I won't humiliate the reporter. But what a disgrace! You should be ashamed of yourselves. We always give you credit.
Right.
Wow. Anyway, and a lot of reaction to this story. Haitian woman and apparently Bahamian parliamentary worker who've been charged now with these voters' cards, fake voters' cards, trying to get an NIB smart card. All right, so we got a lot of your text messages. Let's get to those. This person says here, the part of the immigration crisis that we are overlooking is that they are, I think they're trying to say the foreigners are marrying Bahamians for $3,000. Then the foreign woman has 19 children for her Haitian boyfriend, but they're all considered Bahamians because they carry the Bahamian man's last name. So some very specific numbers here. I don't know what this means.
Texter, do you have information?
$3,000, that's the going rate, and 19 children. Wow, okay, so they've been married for quite a while. Blaming the situation here. This Bahamian thought this was love, and just for the love I have for you, I'll give you $3,000.
$3,000?
And I got 19 kids for somebody else.
You know what, Dwight? We just have to emphasize that this is not happening to us. We are doing this to ourselves. That part. It's easy to look and say, oh, them, but it's us.
Here's another one. This has been going around. These people have been texting us this for years now, but they're saying within the last 4 years, it's only been, the boats have stopped coming from the south, and the Bahamas Air flights have been increasing, and they're coming full and leaving empty. So, again, are you working at the airport and seeing this? Are you working for Bahamas Air and seeing this? You're saying, okay. I'm with you, Dwight. Okay. Rape and murder. What? Rape and murder has been happening forever. Why the concern today? Why would we want to fix it? After all, I don't know how I get in this. Why did you call my name? After all, who is doing it? Who is doing it? Not foreigners. We are. Make it make sense. So that's the only part I said. That's not what I said.
It's like, I agree with
that's
you.
That's not what I said. Don't even.
And then when you started off with rape and murder, I was like, what?
Oh, wow. If you're just joining us, that is not
you did not
what I said. Somebody said that there was a caller or a text. Both. We had texters and callers who were saying that Bahamians would never do these things. And I'm like, okay, so Bahamians are the most innocent angels and would never commit rape, crime, steal, or any of those things. That's what you... So, it's not that I'm endorsing rape and murder. This person says here, thank you, Dwight. It's a scheme from the Trump playbook to cause a hysteria. Certain parties have been campaigning on this situation for years. Let's throw Nassau away from the Bahamas, and I guarantee you the country would be a utopia. Well, I think you might have there are a couple other islands with the Nassau, and then you might be right. But there's one or two I could name that I think would still be a problem. But, interesting. Okay. I think why people are calling and voicing concerns is because they are not confident that controls are in place. That message needs to be communicated clearly. Sometimes the interviews get off message. The information just needs to be out there that controls are in place in relation to voting and procedures for documents.
Well, I mean, in their defense, they've been saying that, right? Parliamentary office has been saying that they have controls in place that they clean the register however often, and these are the things. Yeah. The question is whether we accept and believe that, and I think that's where the issue is. I don't think that some Bahamians are very confident in whatever our process is, that it's being done in a timely manner or it's sufficient.
Mm-hmm. And the passport office is saying that too. NIB clearly is saying that. NIB will pick up and say, hey, something's up, something's wrong. But we've heard, many people have heard other horror stories.
Right.
And I guess, you can't blame them. They know, they've got family, they've seen it themselves. There's still stuff going on down here. And so they're concerned.
And that's the thing. People will call in and say, I know for a fact because my cousin's boyfriend did it, or, And so my question then again is, okay, so if you know this for a fact, did you say anything other than call and say you know it for a fact?
Right.
We have a responsibility to
listen to this text. So 9 forged voters cards, but how many are out there? Now listen to this part. Boatloads of Haitians caught off Clifton Pier with Bahamian passports. Huh?
When did this happen?
Did you see this? Were you on the boat? Are you the defense force?
Like seriously, when did it happen? When did this? I genuinely want to know when this happened.
And they go on to say it's just a bunch of random stuff. This is all one text. Is the driver's license age changing to 25? Where is that coming from? What? They can't issue a warning because they may be the ones issuing the forged documents. Declare $50 and become a millionaire in 4 years in the Bahamas. Well, okay.
So they're just basically talking about different things.
Maybe this is just all the things that people talk about. I don't know, but they bombarded us with this today. Just waiting for America to close their travel gates to the Bahamas because of the corruption. Right. Compared to all the other places in the world. Yeah, sure. There should be a different color birth certificate issued to babies to foreign parents, especially Haitians in particular. Oh, my God. Wow. And I could hear Trump saying he'll take the Bahamas to weed out corruption and corrupt leaders. I bet you could hear that. Travel bills in the millions, that's a lot spent traveling back and forth to Haiti. What? Bastian is saying to Bahamian people they have absolutely no value in his eyesight, so we don't deserve a national lottery that will benefit everyone in the country. That's all from one texter.
They had time this morning.
Oh, man.
That's all I can say. They had time this morning. Wow. They were like, I have time today.
The voters card thing should be used as an example to anyone wanting to continue this crime. They need to deport that woman. She shouldn't be allowed to stay here after such national security offenses. Well, she's got to serve her time. And then, yes, absolutely. Why is Guardian Radio airing that song belittling the leader of the opposition? In my opinion, the Foreign Affairs Minister is the petty one. Oh, wow, where'd that come from? With those silly voice notes. Okay. Well, hey, it's a paid political ad. Now, that needs to be stated. We've got to clear that up. That's a paid political ad, and that the tag needs to be added to that. I've already alerted our people, and hopefully that'll be there. But it is a nasty little song.
I was shocked, Dwight. Well, you know that because I WhatsApp you. I was like,
It's wild, and it's so long. How long is that? Good Lord. It's a full song. Okay. But, yeah, well, it's a commercial radio station.
Yeah, but
for those of you who
all commercials aren't good commercials.
We know that.
They say all money ain't good money.
But
Okay,
hey,
all
if you're
commercials
getting
ain't good
paid
commercials.
$3,000 to marry a foreigner, who are you to judge? How do you
Well,
all?
I'm not, so I'm judging.
Okay.
I'm full out judging. I
I hear.
expect the Guardian to
Now,
do better.
you're judging us, or you're judging the people who made the commercial?
They're in the gutter. They're already in the gutter for me.
Yeah.
Because for you to go in and make such a song, you're already in the gutter for me.
It's
I'm just
crazy.
saying that when they had come to Guardian Radio,
Trust me, there was a lot of discussion, a lot of discussion about it.
No way.
I think it's nasty. But this is just the beginning. God help us.
No.
God help us. How do you all know the traffic situations? You don't worry about that. This person says here. Why do you need to know our secrets?
Why you need to know how we know? Just know we know and trust us. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I never thought of that.
Okay.
I never thought of that.
That's all right. That's all right. Nothing new in the immigration saga. DNA testing at birth can help reduce fraud. What? What now? Okay. It's ridiculous that these are the issues we have to deal with, especially with the government trying to build a new hospital and to buy more ambulances. Okay, we missed something. Oh, so this is the beginning. It starts off with, I called 919 to try and help someone get an ambulance this morning. The operator said an ambulance is on the way. I called two people that work at PMH. Both confirmed that we have two working ambulances in Nassau. Although millions were spent on new ambulances. Oh boy. Okay. They should make a paternity test a requirement before putting the father's name on the birth certificate. Might help with some sweetheart issues as well. You want to make that mandatory across the board. Interesting. Okay. Some people, okay. Anyway, I hear you. Goodman's Bay is a potential tragedy in the making. Vehicular traffic riding indiscriminately all across the park where children are playing. The park is completely run down. What is going on with beaches and parks? Where are the huge overruns and loans going? I didn't know that Sebas would be on the show yesterday. Okay.
Okay. You didn't let them know, Dwight?
Did anyone have any questions for him about his book? Because I'm reading it and I have a few questions. There's a video circulating saying that a boat was intercepted at Clifton yesterday, along with a voice note. Don't know how true it is, though. So that's the one with all the people with the passports on it.
Right.
Okay. Did y'all see the video? This is a bunch of wild stuff this morning. What's going on? Did y'all see the video with the pregnant woman at the store? She had a permit for housekeeper, but she's something's missing. There's many rules they're not obeying. But she's keeping the store. Oh, okay.
Oh.
So a pregnant woman running a store, you're saying, has a permit for a housekeeper, but she's keeping the store. So somebody went into the store and had a video and did all of this? Okay. On the people charged with voter card fraud, one point I heard is that Powell was found with the blank sealed voters' cards. I'm assuming that means that the stamp type of seal, which I imagine would only be applied to a fully completed voters' card by a person in authority. Someone should explain how those cards. He works there.
And I'm sure they don't just seal them one at a time as you need it.
Yeah.
So they probably, and again, we don't know for sure, but they probably have them someplace that or maybe he had some people with him. We don't know.
We'll find out in the
to.
trial.
Yeah.
But hopefully they are increasing their safety protocols. That only one person can't have access to all this stuff. I hope they say this is why they were able to find these things. Things have changed. So they say. I know people don't trust anybody anymore. This texter says here, we're running out of time. We're going to take a break in a second. This person says that person who mentioned the business of marrying foreigners, that's a real thing. I know this for a fact. One of these days, I'll hope to talk about what I've seen during my tenure working in a government-run institution. By the way, I dislike that belittling song about the leader of the FNM as well. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Who is the PLP who approved such a song? It speaks to the party leadership. Well, the leadership of the campaign, maybe. Just a dumpster fire of an organization. Well, okay. The campaign. Someone offered me $2,500 for one of those business marriages.
Ooh.
I asked him how desperate for money you think I am.
And then after that, did you go to the police?
I don't know.
To report it? Text it.
No.
Okay. Because that's what we have to start doing, right? If we haven't been doing it before. Like, refuse it. I absolutely agree with the texter, but go a step further.
Yeah. Tell the person, hey, yeah, come with me for a marriage license, and walk them straight into the police station. No.
You don't even have to do that. You get their name, the this, the that, and you go to and you say, hey, this is what happened. Joey Brown just tried to get me to marry someone or to marry them for X amount.
Mm-hmm. And this person says here, final text, Sebas's book does not align with the actual dates of event occurrences. Okay, so oh well. Okay, we got to take a break. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
My heart, if I find out you can't move, you better show me now, show me now, show me now. Cause when I take it to the floor, ooh, you gotta get down, you know what to do. Hey, Mr. DJ, play a song for this pretty little lady.
This is definitely the time for BAMSI to continue to build on the progress that we've made. There's now drone technology. There's now year-round container hydroponics. You have aquaponics. You have precision farming. There have been record numbers of enrollments, record numbers of flat fishing certifications. We've had record enrollments in our online courses. Students from across the family of islands. Because in BAMSI, we are not just cultivating produce, we're cultivating producers.
Paid for by
Here's
PLP.
a sure-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor and paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. Oh yeah, we also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobby craft,
Oil shrimp,
clays.
stew shrimp, shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
Tired of banks for technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
New roads and airports are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers. Support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress. Paid for by the PLP.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us on or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us, because we've got you covered.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Don't trouble the water. I won't get it on. Why don't you let it be? Still water run deep. Yes, it do. I know that. Oh, yeah. If you only believe.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And it's now in its 16th year, the IBS Build-A-Bridge Challenge this week. And here to tell us all about it, very happy to have back with us from IBS, Nick Dean, DeLon Cooper, and Corey Noel. Good morning. Good to see you all again.
Hey, good to see you as well, Dwight.
Nick, you haven't been here in many years.
Just a couple.
Yeah? Okay, good to see you as always. It's unbelievable, 16th year.
Yeah, we started in 2008, and to be honest, it would have been 18th, but we got knocked out for 2 years of COVID.
Pandemic, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But actually, it's great to be back, and we've had, I think we did a numbers run one time. There's been over 1,000 students that have participated in the challenge over the years.
Yeah.
Some of them, because we've been doing it for so long now, some of them have actually gone on to major in engineering in university and have graduated and are now engineers.
Yeah, that is amazing. All right, so everyone should be familiar with this, but for those who aren't, let people know what this is all about.
Okay, the IBS Build-A-Bridge Challenge is a popsicle stick bridge building competition. We have about anywhere from 20 to 25 schools every year from all over the Bahamas, including the Family Islands. Teams of 5 from each school, including in addition to a teacher mentor, build bridges. They're given about 100 popsicle stick bridges, just the regular wooden popsicle sticks, and Elmer's glue. We give them the kits. They build these bridges. We give them some hints and guides to go online and to research the mechanics and the engineering and science principles behind bridge building. They bring the bridges to our competition, and on the competition day, we weigh the bridges and we test the bridges with weights, and we test them to failure. So these bridges are going to get destroyed. So have that in your mind, guys.
Yeah.
I don't care how pretty they are.
Okay.
But we see what weight they break under and how much the bridge weighs, and the ratio, the lightest bridge that carries the heaviest load wins the competition.
Wow. So
They say that again, the lightest bridge.
Carrying the
Okay,
heaviest
got it.
load. It's a ratio.
Okay, got you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not, as you said, it's not necessarily about the looks.
It's not about the looks at all. This isn't a pretty competition.
Right.
It's a function competition.
Yeah. All right. So
Actually, so that said, we do have an aesthetic category. So people sometimes build 2 separate bridges. So one that is good looking, but we don't test that bridge. There's just an aesthetic judging competition. But then the main core of the competition is testing the bridges that will be carrying load.
yeah. So are the better looking bridges heavier normally, or do they have more popsicle sticks, or you still have to keep
The same hundreds of popsicle sticks, but you pay attention to different things.
Yeah.
So you want a bridge to function.
Okay, all right. So you have had public school and private school participation throughout the competition.
All
right?
schools are welcome.
Yeah, and you've had a few streaks.
We have.
Yeah, let's talk about those the schools that have really done well at this.
Interestingly enough, I think Anatole Rogers won it about maybe 4 times, but they also won it 3 times in a row, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I think
because we
they-
had them on back to back a number of years
back
in
to
the
back to
beginning.
back.
Yeah,
They're the only school that have done that. And one of the interesting things about this competition is that each year, winning school of the 5 students who participate get to choose amongst them one of their members to do an internship at IBS.
Right.
And that internship lasts for that summer. And Corey here was, she was one of the first teams from Anatole Rogers that won. It was a team of all 5 girls. She came in as an intern and never left.
Wow.
So that was
Why is Corey pushing the mic away? You know now you have to talk. And you've been here before since you've been employed with IBS. But were you here when the students came on? A few times with us. So let's talk about it. And what can you tell us what Anatole's secret is?
I can't disclose that. I'm sorry.
All right. So tell us about it. When you started this, did you have in mind that you wanted to be an engineer?
I knew I wanted to work in the construction industry. Engineering wasn't quite clear to me at that time, many years ago. It's been over 5 years now, so it's been a while since I've been out of school. But at the time, it was still a fun experience in school. It was like, oh, something cool, something different of a competition to experience as a kid at the time. And then...
Because you all have a special club at Anatole.
Yeah, you had a special club, a bridge building club. Build a Bridge Club, sorry. Couldn't remember the name. And yeah, we just spent months and weeks, days, finding the best popsicle sticks and different designs, and then bringing that model to the competition, and that one was what won.
Yeah.
That year.
And it was an all-girls team.
It was an all-girls team. It was the first time it was an all-females team, and then we actually won the competition.
Yeah.
So
What about the others? Have they gone into the field as well, or what are they? Do you know what they're up to?
I presume like at least half of us has went into engineering or some related field.
Yeah, amazing. So what's it like working with IBS now and still being part of the competition?
Well, now it's a different set of lens that I have. I'm not just looking at it from a student's perspective, but now as being able to judge and take part in a competition to help the kids along. It's a new perspective to have, something I appreciate. And it's been a pleasure working for IBS.
Yeah, amazing. All right, so DeLon Cooper, tell us your role in this. Were you involved in this when you were younger, or what's your story?
So when I was younger, I was not involved in it. My role in the competition, I'm part of the destruction team, right? So I loaded up.
Destruction team.
Right, that's what I like to call it.
Sounds like
a lot of weight. Incrementally, we kind of do it by small bits because you don't want to do huge jumps and then your bridge collapse. And then one team, they'll say, okay, well, you put the weight in too fast or something. So you have to be fair. And we just break it down and just record the weight. It's always really fun to do, and it's kind of cool. I talk to students through weighing the bridge. I'm from St. John's, so I kind of always talk a little smack to schools that aren't St. John's. So I always
Has St. John's ever won?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah, St. John's won a couple
Okay. We got one under the belt.
I think it's only 3 schools that have won.
Whoa.
Right.
That was St. John's, Anatole, and Sac.
Wow.
Okay. So we're
Dwight, did you notice his response when you said this to John? Yes. Like, of course.
Come on.
I love that.
But for sure.
So I'm going to ask, do you have any schools from Grand Bahama participating?
Yeah, we've had in the past. I'm not sure which schools have signed up this year.
In the past, we've had Mary Star at the Sea. That's in Grand Bahama.
And Bishop Michael Eldon.
Yes, they have also participated.
Okay.
I think Freeport High as well. We've had
Freeport High and Bishop Michael Eldon is the same.
Okay.
They're the same.
Okay.
But there was a name change at some point, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
There
I
was
think
a name change
we've
from
had
Freeport
them.
High to Big BMES.
I think we've had them at both.
Okay.
And I think over the years, like there's usually an average of about between 20 and 25 schools, but we've had most schools participate. These are schools with 10 to 12 grades, and these are 10 and 11 grade students. So they don't all participate every year.
Yeah.
But over the course of the last 16 to 18 years, most schools have participated.
So how would it work? They would travel with the bridge or
A team of 5. So we start giving out the kits and the information months in advance. So I think we probably start maybe October, November, and the competition is until April. So you have time to prepare, and some teams go as far as building their own test bridges and seeing what failed and how it failed and improving. So it's serious stuff, man.
Wow.
This is
I'm
not
just
a joke.
picturing them carrying that through
Yeah.
the airport and running it through, okay. Well,
They've had fantastic prizes over the year,
Yeah.
from drones to tablets to cameras, or it's serious stuff. And there's a trophy for each student, and then a big floating trophy with all the schools that have ever won. Decals on the side.
All right, so has this ever happened? Corey, I guess you can answer this, or DeLon. If you had the winning bridge from last year, has anyone ever just done that bridge over again? And is there a rule against that? What do you do?
Well, over the years, it has changed in the number of popsicle sticks that you can use.
Mhm.
I know within the last 5 years, I think it has changed. So that keeps a new variance or
okay,
a new variable in there that you have to come up with. I think it was like 105 sticks or 126 we were able to use. Now it's 100. Before, back then, they were using
was
like almost
200.
200 sticks. So over the years, it changes in the number of sticks you could use. So
Keeping
you
it
can't
fresh.
use the same design.
It got crazy because people don't understand how much these little bridges carry. So the bridge is only 24 inches long. It's got 100 wooden popsicle sticks. It's only the regular white Elmer's glue that you
Right.
played with in kindergarten.
Can't use crazy glue.
No.
No.
And we've gotten bridges break over 200 pounds.
Wow.
So that bridge can carry a person. And it's amazing the effort these kids put in and the kind of results they've been able to get.
Yeah. So there really is a science to this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So what's going to be happening this year? How many schools are participating? What do we know?
So we have over 15 schools participating this year. The event will be tomorrow at the Holy Trinity Cross Activity Center in Stapleton Gardens. We'll start at 8 a.m. and we'll be running the program until it's time to carry the kids back to school.
Yeah.
So about 2 o'clock, we'll be wrapping up.
15 schools. What are the prizes this year?
Prizes, we have, it varies this year. I think we have some camera kits in there. We have some social media kits, like content creation. The kids are into these days. We have some laptops in there. Other cool things, tablets, I think. I can't remember all
Yeah.
of them, but that's some of them.
So who's the reigning champ?
Oh, it's not at all.
Yeah. Okay. So they're coming back to defend the title, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Wow. Any surprises with the schools that are taking part this year? Anybody new?
Anybody new? I don't think so. I think it's the same list.
Mhm.
We've had 1 year. We had an international school that participated, but I don't think they came back this year.
Mhm.
But it was pretty cool to have them.
Okay. All right. This is really good. And so we'll know the winner by what,
right
midday?
after during the competition. Because we
Yeah.
tally the results. It's all done in spreadsheets. So by the time the competition is finished, we already know the winners. We announce the winners, give out the prizes, trophies, everything.
Okay. So
And people are welcome to come and cheer on their
Right,
school.
right,
It's
yeah.
open.
And so get there from 8 o'clock.
8 a.m.
Yeah. So we want to have the winning school on this year. We want to
Sure.
have that, and so we'd love to meet them. Any tips that you'd give? It's too late now, right?
It's too
the
late.
bridge
The bridge should have already been
Much
built.
too late now.
But if you want to,
The
for
tips
next year,
come on time.
Yeah. Right.
And follow the rules. So you can't use super glue. It has to be just the sticks that we give you, 100 sticks, and we much a bridge with 106 ways.
Right.
And you also don't want to overdo it with the glue, because your bridge might get stronger, but it will also get very heavy.
Right. Right.
And it's the ratio that wins. And that's a measure of efficiency. And that's, as engineers, that's what we design for.
Right.
Because you could design anything to carry any load, but as the design parameters increase, cost increases, so you do have to strike a balance between load carrying capacity and efficiency.
Yeah. It's fascinating. Wow. And any advice to somebody younger, maybe in junior high, who's thinking about this and considering engineering and getting into this competition, and see to say to them?
Well, for sure, take it serious, as serious as you could now, because it carries over into your future career. You know if you want to be an engineer from early. Sometimes you figure it out a little late. I figured it out. Well, I always had like that engineering in me, and I always was inquisitive enough to figure out how things work. So if you have opportunities like build a bridge, especially if you're looking to be a structural engineer or something of the sort, you should kind of go a little harder than now. So you don't have to go as hard later.
Yeah, yeah.
And we need more engineers as a country.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've got a lot of issues that we need solved, and we need engineers to get cracking on it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. Great stuff. Wait, remind folks again what's going to be happening tomorrow. 8 a.m.
8 a.m., the Holy Trinity Activity Center in the Stapleton Gardens. Yeah, come on down.
Okay.
Cheer on your favorite school.
Yeah, we can't wait to yeah. Good luck to everybody, and thank you all for being here this morning, and keep up this wonderful initiative that you're doing. Nick Dean, DeLon Cooper, and Corey Noel with IBS and the Build a Bridge Challenge, 16th year. Tomorrow, good luck to all the schools.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Good to be here.
All right, let's break for news headlines. We'll be back with Morning Blend Business in just a bit. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
At Star General, you can go loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold Package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold Package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
5 years of PLP rule. Are you better off today? While you work, they've spent millions on taxpayer-funded trips, a government-funded luxury car, and handed out hundreds of millions in no-bid contracts. But for the rest of us, gas and groceries through the roof, VAT on bread basket items, healthcare that is broken, unaffordable, and out of reach. And it's not just your wallet. For 5 years, illegal immigrants have flooded our communities, putting excess on our social services. As they flood in, Bahamian families fall behind. Under the F&M, there will be a change. The F&M has a plan to address the rising cost of living, secure our borders, protect Bahamians from illegal immigrants, and fix our health care. Because the F&M knows our job is to work for you and not the few. This message was paid for and authorized by the Free National Movement.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.
Hey folks, thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. You should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. And due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC has given us some trouble, sorry folks. And Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
Just one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on! We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG Atlantic agents and brokers. Good like that.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Thursday, April 16th, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And we started this earlier in the week. We're going to get through it today. And we are going through the manifesto from the F&M released on Sunday night. Earlier in the week, and we're going to wrap it up today. And time permitting, we'll get into the Blueprint for Progress, the PLP's document, also the printed version, well, the electronic version, released earlier in the week as well. So we'll start on that today. So Laverne, we are picking up where we left off. So we are about midway through, about page 25. We were in the category dealing with crime and safer, tackling crime, improving national security, and cracking down on illegal immigration to safeguard our nation. So picking up at about section, number 5 on their list of how they're dealing with securing the future, safety. So this is what the F&M is saying. So they're going to ensure effective justice to hold offenders accountable, including clear the court backlogs and dramatically speed up cases, update loose laws. Read a little bit from that. An F&M government will modernize laws to fight today's threats, ahead with a long-promised but not progressed modernization of the Firearms Act to address the threat of high-powered weapons and assault rifles, as well as from 3D printed guns and ghost guns. At the same time, we will review whether current sentences need to be toughened up to respond decisively to gun violence and the alarming rise in sexual violence against women and children. Our priority is to keep women and children safe, to make reporting sexual assault easier, and to make sure survivors are believed and supported. Stop the abuse of bail. We will take a stronger stance on bail to keep high-risk individuals off the streets. Public safety must come first, especially when retaliatory killings are a concern. While we respect the independence of the courts, and F&M government will appeal questionable bail decisions, ensure the system has the resources to do so, and work with the police to better supervise those on release. Break the cycle of reoffending and support victims. Prevent and protect. And F&M government will invest in prevention as a public health issue to stop crime at its roots, tackling drugs, gangs, and the causes of violence. We will provide immediate funding for evidence-based prevention programs focused on youth, drug addiction, and gang diversion. Gang diversion, yeah, that would be, that would be something else, maybe what we have now. And strengthen collaboration across policing, health, education, and community groups. Okay, so there's a lot of this now, though. So are they saying that what is happening now is not good enough, not sufficient, not, okay. Well, and they say they're going to make the Green Paper on Violence Prevention a priority with an effective strategic action plan for the reduction of youth involvement in crime. Okay. While taking a whole-of-government approach in collaboration with the private sector, civil society, and churches to empower and positively direct our young people, will also expunge the police record of those persons who were convicted of possession of small quantities of cannabis for personal use. Revive communities. An F&M government will clean up communities to reduce crime. It will target visible signs of disorder, such as abandoned cars, overgrown lots, and neglected spaces, while creating jobs for at-risk youth. Those areas will be turned into safe community spaces, supported by police, social services, and CCTV. So what's happening with that? So we're not doing this now? Is that what we're saying?
Maybe they're saying it's not being done widespread, or it's not being done to a level where there has been meaningful impact. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. We will restructure urban renewal. I mean, I'm being tongue-in-cheek a bit, right?
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Because some people don't get it, but you see the notices on all these abandoned cars, right? I mean, I don't know why you're giving the notice. It's like,
just move it.
Just move it. Just move it.
Well, maybe there's something that says that you have to give notice. You know what I mean? It's like the person who rents an abandoned before you can dispose of. I mean, it's sick to me, right? But before you could, let's say, go into the apartment and just dispose of their things, you have to gazette that that's what you're going to do to give them an opportunity to come and collect their things, even though they haven't been there for 3 months and they owe you 6 months rent.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Maybe, well,
maybe it's that. So maybe it's that same way with the derelict vehicle.
sure. Okay. Well, so on to fairness and sovereignty. We talked about this earlier in the week. Their plan for SHIELD, which stands for Secure Our Land, Heighten Surveillance, Investigate Political Abuse, End Unfairness, Limit Approvals, and Disclose Data. And so they are saying they will protect our borders and restore fairness and integrity to immigration. Restore fairness and integrity. Initiative Operation Field to restore trust, uphold the law, and protect our sovereignty through a fair, transparent, and lawful immigration system. This national mission will eliminate political favors and special treatment while publishing data on entry, citizenship, work permits, and residency decisions for public review. It represents the F&M's commitment to integrity and accountability in every immigration decision. Well, okay, we know we have a lot of questions. We don't have information about the number of work permits and the number of people granted citizenship each year. So that is needed indeed. They're also saying they would secure our land and end illegal occupation by launching a national audit of public and private land occupation, pursuing swift legal action to remove unauthorized developments. We will support private landowners in reclaiming their property, intervening and recovering and enforcement of the Immigration Act's harboring provisions. A permanent enforcement and education strategy will ensure Bahamians understand their land rights, responsibilities, and the consequences of unlawful occupation. They're also promising to heighten surveillance by bolstering maritime enforcement, establishing the Immigration Reservist Body, and expanding biometric tracking for deportations. Immigration Reservists.
Yeah.
Eek.
Why eek?
It sounds kind of icy. An icy proposition.
It's immigration reservists.
Okay.
It's not ICE.
Oh, sure. Do you remember the ads during the Christie Dome era? If you are this, they want you, and they want you to come and serve your country. Okay, all right. Immigration reservist.
Don't get stuck there.
That's very interesting. Okay. Boy. Anyway, investigate political abuse through a select committee of parliament, a strengthened whistleblowing hotline, and a permanent independent oversight board for immigration. The committee will review every citizenship and residency decision for legality and expose any undue influence, and will be empowered to go through the backlog of immigration matters with the hotline, while the hotline will offer and rewards for tips and tip-offs. Once the committee reports, a cross-sectoral board, including government, opposition, and civil society representatives, will maintain ongoing transparency. End unfairness and enforce stronger penalties by amending the Nation Acts, raising bonds, regulating consultants, clearing work permit backlogs, prosecuting abusers, and maximizing deportations. We will explicitly bar illegal entrants from ever gaining citizenship, tighten regularization pathways.
That's very strong wording.
Yeah. Is it strong enough?
I don't know.
But it would be good to have the details. I know we've talked to the F&M leader about a referendum to change the Constitution once and for all about this. He has said he's open to it. He's committed to it even.
Okay. So maybe this will be a part of it. Go ahead.
Yeah, also they're going to increase employer bond requirements and require all immigration consultants to register and disclose fees. Mobile application units and an online portal will eliminate permit backlogs, and any public official who flouts the law will face prosecution, while detention and removal powers will be fully exercised. They will limit approvals by instituting rigorous vetting free from political interference and enforcing renunciation of prior citizenship in every naturalization decision. Okay. We will work proactively with U.S. Homeland Security and other partners to verify flagged individuals' histories before action and ensure each immigration and citizenship decision adheres strictly to the Nationality Act's renunciation requirement. All right, so that's very interesting language there. We know that there are some folks who don't have to renounce. Are they going to change that? That is even in, I don't know if it's in the Constitution, but some people don't have to, especially women through marriage. Will this be a change to that? Right, and would that cut down? Would that cut down on the sham marriages? Right?
Maybe.
So we need more information on that one from them.
Yeah.
This will end unwarranted passport and voter registration grants and restore public confidence in our borders. Interesting. Disclose data by publishing the overdue migration report and all related findings and recommendations. Wage war on the illegal drugs trade, which continues to present a major challenge for our nation, fueling corruption and damaging these. Yeah. And establish an independent oversight body made up of a cross-section of Bahamians that will ensure implementation of immigration reform and enforcement of legal and policy objectives. Wow. Okay. So now there's a section on Abaco as well. Safer for Abaco, small business recovery in Abaco. And more on the islands. Strengthen the resilience of our islands. Establish the first standalone national fire department. The department would be led by a senior official and structured primarily or similarly to the leadership of the police, defense force, and corrections. The department would ensure that fire trucks and modern equipment are available on every major island and coordinate with the private sector and international partners to provide rapid responses and strategic support. Now, this is very interesting. We've been saying this and wondering why we don't do it like this. And Wayne Monroe, as the current national security minister, has presented some ideas on why it's not necessarily a good thing. But this is quite an interesting take from the F&M there. They're also saying they would reform the local government framework for the whole country, including the introduction of New Providence, introduction of local government for New Providence. Now, now you know.
Well, listen.
Here we go again. Here we go again. Every single time.
Maybe this time, what is it, the fourth time?
Could be 400th. 400th.
Right.
Every
Maybe
single
this time-
election,
this
these people
time-
come with this talk.
Maybe if I could quote this time is for New Providence, the local government. This time, okay?
Oh, wow.
All right.
Well, I mean, they barely have it on the Family Islands. But anyway,
Okay.
let's read this.
Well, they're saying to reform it, so maybe
Reform the
reformation
local
will be
government
something.
framework for the Bahamas, including the introduction for New Providence. My God. This will decentralize the administration of public services and empower local communities to make decisions on the things that most impact them on a daily basis. Suck teeth.
No, man. Something is in there.
Have you heard these folks when they're on this show? Have you heard anybody other than somebody who's out running really sound enthusiastic about local government for New Providence?
Dwight, listen to me. This time for local government, reformation, and New Providence. This time.
I'm going to quote the last two We didn't ask Sebastian. Well, we did talk to Sebas Bastian about it as well. And he said, he thinks it's great, but in that point.
Listen, I could tell you one thing. I don't take in anything when they start talking about time. And the reason is because we have seen enough things that we were told needs time, but when it is beneficial to whomever it's beneficial, it's done immediately.
Absolutely.
It is done even if you go to a referendum and the people say no.
Done immediately, right after that.
It's done immediately.
Isn't that something? So let me just refresh people's memories. Before Bastian, the last two candidates on, about a week or two before, the current Minister of Local Government, Clay Sweeting, when I asked him about it, he says, what the things that you'd want local government to do are things.
It's a priority.
No, it wasn't even that. It's things that mainly fall under the purview of the Ministry of Local Government. Of Works, Ministry of Works. And so what are you suggesting, that all these districts should have their own Department of Works? And I said, yes, absolutely they should. They should. They should. The Ministry of Works should not be responsible for potholes and street lighting and these things. It should be in the purview of the local authorities. And whatever Ministry of Works becomes, it should be more like what we see in other parts of the world, a big ticket item for building bridges and fixing the roadways, maybe building the schools, but not maintaining the schools. That should be a district level as well. Right? We've got this all wrong. We've got this all backwards. It cannot be a central authority for the entire country. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But Dwight, you and I both know, we heard a former minister say it. It's all about power.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that statement, right? Oh, we have to be careful with how much power we give.
They won't be able to have a tight hold on the contracts that are issued to their friends.
Right. And two, if you do that, then what will the MPs do?
My God. So I want to prove a point.
Been the argument,
So that was the minister, right? But it's not just on the PLP side. The F&M, Orinthia Komalafi, when we asked her about local government, back when she was the DNA, the DNA was pushing local government and local government for New Providence. But when she was on the show a few weeks ago, she's like, well, do we need more bureaucracy? Do we need another layer of government? Maybe the folks who are there now should be doing more of what they're supposed to be doing. Like, come on.
She didn't read the manifesto. I'm sure if you...
It wasn't out yet, and they only put this in there.
Listen to me.
To taunt us.
If you invite her back, she will have a clearer view.
Well, but is it a real thing? Is it just what the talking points, right? This is a carrot. Every year, both parties dangle this in front of us. We're going to do local government for New Providence because a few people want it. Well, it's more than a few. Many people don't know they want it, right? They are not aware of the difference this would make. But it's always in here, and yet they say it's not a priority. We put that there, but we got 500 things to do before we get there. So here we go again. Okay. Mm-hmm. It would decentralize the administration of public services. Well, why should I? Why should I? Why should I believe it? I don't think about it. And empower local communities to make decisions on them. Why are we hearing more of them talk about it? It's 3 lines in here, but they're not talking about it. Why? Have you heard them say this at their campaign events?
The next campaign event is all about local government.
Right. Okay.
Watch.
Sure. Anyway, then it goes on to say, fund the Disaster Risk Management Authority and local disaster committees to protect Bahamians and our islands from the effects of climate change. Okay. Fund them to prevent. Ensure that the islands are environmentally sustainable and resilient to climate change. Well, if they figure that out, they'll need to go and fix the world. Okay, interesting. Flooding in Nassau and Abaco point to urgency, and F&M government would address the long-standing infrastructure issues and implement proven nature-based solutions, including mangroves, to address these challenges. They'd initiate proposals for seawalls and construct a storm surge berm to prevent flooding and protect against rising sea levels and hurricanes. Okay. This does that sound like something that should be in the national plan? Okay, fine. Strengthen our unified emergency response services under a single chain of command directly accountable to the Prime Minister. Okay. I'll withhold comment. Protect the unique beauty of our natural environment and continue to partner with Bahamian and international environmental agencies in the areas of environmental conservation, protection, and education. Under improved food security, there's increased efforts to substitute food imports with locally grown and made items, potentially reducing our import bill by hundreds of millions of dollars. Provide additional resources to empower Bahamian farmers. Create a system of island-wide community pantries for the Bahamas, harnessing the full potential of the large number of underutilized land on the islands, a large amount, rather, of underutilized land on the islands and expanding community gardens. More under safer. Enforce the Buy Bahamian policy for grocery stores and hospitality sites, reintroducing the scheme utilized under the last F&M government. Under the scheme, 40% of the food used by every hotel, food store, and restaurant. In government, the scheme would ensure that 70% of the government's food spending is focused on locally produced items before purchasing from other sources. Improve housing. They would make home ownership more affordable by reducing down payment requirements for Bahamians struggling to buy their first home and build at least 5,000 new housing units through effectively leveraging public-private partnerships. How would they do that? Reducing down payment requirements. So that more Bahamians can own their own home, we will build the new housing units our islands need and reduce the costs and barriers to home ownership for first-time buyers. So that's for their homes. They can't, not for people who go to the bank. You're not going to place any rules for them, right? Because how can you tell the bank?
Right. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it's through,
if you're getting
go through
a government home.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mm.
And I pay particular attention to new housing units.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that doesn't necessarily mean, as Mark, I have to give him credit, as we were having this discussion, pointing out that housing units doesn't necessarily mean you have a standalone house, like how I have a house.
Okay. Make better use of Crown and Treasury land to ensure affordable homes are available for public servants. Crisis. Resolve.
we don't need it restored.
My eyes are seeing things.
Yeah.
Resolve.
Because you still stuck on local government.
Right. I'm so disheveled. Resolve the housing crisis through innovation. The FNO identified 3 keys to a housing revolution. 1, developing and implementing new housing and subdivision solutions that incorporate innovative designs, building technologies, and land use strategies to make home ownership more affordable. 2, mobilizing hundreds of millions of dollars in private and public lands to create a real estate investment trust capable of large-scale developments that could build and restore thousands of homes over a 5-year period, funded in part by a $100 million injection from the National Investment Fund. And 3, reforming outdated laws, reducing public sector bureaucracy, and addressing banking inefficiencies that hinder Bahamians from building and owning homes. Okay. Well, if they could figure out a way to get people to move to Grand Bahama Laverne, I know there's some parts of Grand Bahama with a bunch of
We have a lot
properties.
of vacant land.
Yeah.
We have a lot of vacant land.
I don't know if those buildings can be saved, but there's a lot of land, a lot of places that could be.
There's some abandoned properties
Mhm.
that used to have, a great apartments and like the basic structure is still there, and so there's
Yeah.
opportunities.
Many
There
opportunities.
are opportunities.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Grand Bahama, we know, can hold a whole lot more people, and not even. It wouldn't be a challenge. Wouldn't be a challenge. Not like New Providence. They're also saying they would offer safe, secure, and stylish housing solutions that more working Bahamians at all income levels can afford. Create a competition among Bahamian architects, engineers, and urban planners to design attractive housing and neighborhood solutions. These designs should meet environmental standards, be climate smart, have energy efficiency, optimize space use, and foster shared neighborhood environments and enhance community welfare. Substantial cash awards should be provided for models that meet these objectives.
Right, look how we going to become architects and engineers.
Okay. I don't know.
Only if they become the government. Look how we need to go start studying.
Wow. I don't know. Something sounds kind of
Saw it before?
No, I didn't.
No, you got to start from the very beginning.
But I've always been interested in urban design and planning.
Okay, there you go.
And city development. But I don't know. Something about the way they wrote that just seems kind of.
What is it? What is it?
It's just me. I have a problem.
Standing out to you.
It just sounds.
Okay, but let's establish. We've already established over the years that you do have a problem.
Yeah.
No need to bring that up. But what about this? The wording. What is sticking out
It
to
is.
you? What is?
It's somewhere between sounding like a project, like the projects, and a communist compound. I don't know. Something is some weird thing in the middle there.
I think that's you.
Yeah, maybe it's me.
Yeah.
It could be. But we definitely need to look into this. Introduce support for first-time buyers who can afford monthly rent payments but cannot afford the deposit needed to buy a home. Mobilize a portion of the hundreds of millions of dollars in private capital to work alongside public initiatives in making the substantial investments necessary in housing. Okay. And eliminate outside toilets in the Bahamas. We're still here. We're still here. This is still a thing.
Isn't that sad?
I feel like we talked about this 2 election cycles ago. But eliminate outside toilets in the Bahamas. This is very sad. By setting minimum living standards for rental properties.
Exactly.
Wow. Resolve issues with social service verification eligibility for rent support. Can you imagine someone heard that just now? And eliminate outside toilets. Landlords would be required to meet basic requirements.
Right.
Someone saying, I ain't voting for them. No,
Right.
He always trying to cause problems. No way.
A landlord is hearing that who already has a property that does not have this and saying, "What? I ain't voting for them. It'll cost me more money to
My goodness. Address the legal and bureaucratic hurdles that hinder private housing and home ownership. Introduce a national home insurance program. A unified scheme will pool risk and negotiate bulk premiums to make flood and hurricane cover affordable for all homeowners. Engage our...
Sorry, just reading that there. It says defend Bahamian interests at home and on the world stage. Go ahead. Sorry.
Engage our regional partners to support international criminal elements. Conduct a review of our foreign and trade policy to ensure they are fit for the future. Commission a national security infrastructure audit. And strengthen the National Trade Commission by creating a board of trade which leading Bahamian business people will sit on. This will increase business outreach and confront anti-competitive trade practices which prevent the Bahamian consumers from obtaining the lowest prices on products purchased here at home. Okay. That's the reason why the prices are high? Really? Anti-competitive pricing, not the VAT and the other VAT and the duties and the markups and the, huh? Yeah? Okay. What am I missing?
You're missing the part where there's a pricing war.
Oh, okay. Sure. Wow. Reform the public sector. This is another one that's always in there. Improve the hiring and promotion practices in the civil service. Yeah, right. Upgrade outdated systems and create healthy work environments. Introduce flexible working for public servants in appropriate roles, centered around core hours and hybrid working between the office and home. Build a culture of respect through trust and open communication. What does that mean? We will encourage collaboration across government departments, ensure that staff feel heard, and create channels for constructive feedback without fear of reprisal. In every voice, we will foster public service that works together in the national interest. Well, that is even more high sky, pie in the sky talk than local government for new profit. I don't know what that is.
Dwight, come on, man. You can't be negative like this, man.
That sounds like something that could ever happen.
These are things, yes.
You mean if you start off with people just out of high school?
Everything is possible. You know why? Because we have seen things that they said were not possible become possible. So now I'm open. I'm like, okay.
No, the crazy things, crazy things are possible. The things that this is insane, like, right? But the stuff that would be good, that doesn't sound like that's possible. No,
it can be done.
We don't even have that in the private sector, so I cannot imagine. Cannot imagine.
Make accountability and transparency.
Good Lord. Make accountability and transparency to the public a part of our culture.
We changing our culture, Dwight. We can shift our culture through regular reporting and public access to key information.
Oh, wow.
We don't have to wonder anymore. We'll be able to go in online and type in some prompts and get the information.
Yes. Create the infrastructure to foster innovation. Deploy the government's delivery unit. Set minimum standards of excellence in our security services. End political interference with the uniformed branches. Wow.
No elected official will be able to promote any person into a position who is...
Read a little louder. No elected official will be able to promote any person into a position who is not among the 2 top candidates recommended by the respective service commissions. Wait, does that mean that happens?
Oh,
huh?
Well,
somebody who's not among the 2 top candidates because of political interference. Say it ain't so. Whoa. Modernize the post office. The FNM will transform the country's post office into a parcel and package distribution and delivery hub in line with current realities and needs. This moves the post office from its focus on declining traditional mail service and allows it to participate effectively as a key hub for the digital economy, allowing households and entrepreneurs alike to access global markets while creating new opportunities and revenue streams for the post office centers across the country. Okay, so now we get to Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama can lead in maritime technology and tourism. Our plan backs local entrepreneurs, unlocks investment, and builds a modern, resilient island economy that delivers good jobs and pride in Grand Bahama. So, the FNM would redevelop the Grand Bahama Airport. This will encourage investors on the island to, and will also allow for increased tourism activity. We will also undertake pre-clearance on Grand Bahama. They would require...
Can I just say, I like that wording.
Which one? Which part?
We will also undertake to negotiate. Sometimes it's almost like once you get the airport, pre-clearance is a foregone conclusion. And, in my discussions, I've been saying, regardless of which government, whoever is in there, we cannot assume in Grand Bahama that if we get this new airport that's been touted and talked about, that's supposed to already been on stream, but anyhow, whatever, I digress, that we're going to automatically get free clearance. That's not, and it's important, I think, for us to recognize that we may get this wonderful airport eventually and still not have free clearance.
Well, people are hoping or assuming that it would return to the way it was before the hurricane.
You can, but everything for other countries have changed, right?
Yeah.
And there's a cost associated with having this free clearance for the USA in terms of housing their people and all of that. And then the other thing is, do we have will we have sufficient traffic to even warrant free clearance?
Well, they are thinking if you build it, they will come.
That's not always the case.
Wow.
So, I'm just saying, I always say, let's temper our expectations. Because I think a lot of us, and I'm just speaking for Grand Bahama, and those maybe who are close to Grand Bahama, who've traveled through Grand Bahama to the US, that getting a new airport facility automatically equals getting pre-clearance back in Grand Bahama.
Wow. Oh, boy. Well, no, it's good to put it out there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can only negotiate that. You can only have the conversation and give data to say why it's a good reason and why it should come back.
Right. And it might not be immediate. Might not be immediate. Yeah. Could take some time. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So the FNM also says they would require the Grand Bahama Port Authority to expand direct participation of Freeport licensees in decision-making in the port area. Boy. We will require the GBPA to expand direct participation of Freeport licensees in decision-making, saying it twice, decision-making of the port area. And we will encourage...
Sorry, Dwight. Because when you say it twice, you really mean it.
See, they didn't say for local government in New Providence. They only said it once, but they mean this one. And
they didn't. They only said it once because it's been said like 650,000 times.
Sure. And we will encourage new ownership of GBPA to manage the regulatory environment. New ownership. See, this language is... This language
it's a company, Dwight. What do you say regarding a company? It's a
companies
company.
Running cities.
Right, it's
are
a company.
problem.
So
it's a problem.
That's the language you use, right?
Okay. No, well, then don't expect anything to change. This is not the answer. This is not the answer. What the PLP is doing is not the answer either. But this is not the answer. None of them have the answer. And it's all related to the local government New Providence thing, right? They do not understand local government, municipal government. They don't understand it.
When my party gets in power, I'm going to have you to spearhead this.
Local government?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I'd be very concerned. Grand Bahama, be very concerned about everything, but what both parties are saying to you.
We always concerned.
Because
we're concerned.
What does encouraging direct partnership of the participation of the licensees, what does that mean? And encourage new ownership? Nah. This needed to become an authority run by the people of Grand Bahama. Just like it is in every city, major city around the world. Run by elected officials, not appointed indefinitely to the positions. Voted in by the people and removed by the people when they're not doing their job. But run it like a company. Okay. Continue to do that. Anyway, simplify and streamline the approval process for investment projects in the port area. Work to develop a world-class industrial park to attract businesses in maritime logistics and technology. Require the JBPA to cause redevelopment as part of their contractual obligations. Okay, the Freeport area presently has an abundance of derelict and rundown buildings. As part of their obligations to the proper management of the port area, the JBPA will be required to cause a redevelopment of these spaces. Okay. Support small businesses and regional development of the East and West End. We will establish a tech hub at the University of the Bahamas Grand Bahama campus. We will transform the island into a Caribbean leader in technology, innovation, and digital entrepreneurship. We will work to partner with global tech companies and provide research grants and incentives to establish a new tech hub. We will designate marine zones specifically for aquaculture, create a reef ranger program that will create employment and protect marine life by employing young Bahamians as full-time marine reef rangers. They will help protect our marine zones while also educating them whilst also educating, monitoring any potential environmental threats. Establish Grand Bahama as a global yachting hub. Diversify the economy by establishing a Grand Bahama Creative Arts District, which would support local music, film, photography, design, and digital content production. As part of this program, we would offer grants, establish recording studios and performance spaces for young creative talent. You showed me recently, I know we're not to talk about this, you showed me video of the area, what's that called again?
Yeah. So we go in there?
Yeah, I just want to, really quickly before we run out of time.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Garden Villas that has now become Garden Village.
Right. You showed me video, and I'm speaking of the Creative Hub. I think we could invite the producers of The Walking Dead and any other zombie apocalyptic movie to go and film in Garden Villas/Village, because, my God, you could have the greatest zombie movie ever in that part of Freeport. It looks like an apocalypse hit 20 years ago, and the zombies are still, running the area. You could make millions. That would be it's scary in the day. So, hey, we could solve that right there. We could rival Atlanta.
Anyway? So what you trying to say?
I'm just saying we could
a piece of property or anything in that area.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying that you could film some of the greatest apocalyptic movies right there. It'd be
that's the part of the plan for Free National Movement, eh?
Okay.
Because the next thing says attract regional and international.
See, there you go. We could rival Georgia, for have it be the movie and TV capital of the Western Hemisphere next to Hollywood. All right, so we still haven't gone through all of it. There's family islands left. We'll do real quick. This
Page
text
36.
Yeah, so we'll pick up from there, and then we'll get to the blueprint for progress. So there's a lot to get through, but the blueprint is written in a very different way. So I don't know if it'll take us that long to get through it. Really quickly, this person says, I don't think local government is a carrot. It does not move the electorate. Nope, that's not true. And it takes control and power from the politicians. What do you care about that policy? So why would they make that the only thing that they do? That's your problem. You keep putting people there who can't debate and can't understand policy. Why are you doing that? It doesn't move the electorate. That's all the electorate talks about. How bad the roads are, how bad the street lighting is, how bad the traffic lights are, how bad the traffic is, how horrible the place is being managed. That's all they talk about. It shouldn't be the central government that has to deal with this. You just don't know that that's what you need, but that is what you have been calling for forever.
The things that you talk about, that we talk about, because we've never had the proper local government the way that it's really designed to work in that sense. You don't even realize that the things that you're asking for, talking about, will fall under the purview of local government.
Absolutely. Yeah, and again, you need to fix it. Stop putting the people who think that they are your messiah and that they should be the person you come to for every problem. You stop doing it. Put people there who you know will make better laws and fix the bad ones that we have. You caused this. fix it.
So that's how we ended.
That's how we end the show. Plus, I'm going to be off for a few days. I'll be off for a few days. You'll be, as I deal with family matters.
Yeah.
And Laverne, thank you. Thank you. And all the Morning Blend co-hosts for being so supportive during this time. I really love you guys.
We're here for you.
Thank you very much. And I thank you this time. I'll be back in a few days. Chester Robards will be with you tomorrow. Be safe. And stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green.
Retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can pay less to one low, easy payment? Apply for a Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.